You might have been seeing that many older people used to walk with the help of such kind of stick. It is very important to understand the basic concept. That is why I am giving the basic example of our daily life. Many older people are not capable enough to walk without the support of any stick like this. They used to walk with the help of such kind of this stick. So that means they are dependent on this stick to walk around. That is a dependence actually. What will happen if I will take this stick away from them? They will not be able to walk properly as they used to walk earlier with the help of such kind of stick. But if anyone is having such a strong willpower that I can walk without such of support, without any help of this stick, then this is called a withdrawal of that particular dependence, and that will be a good for some cases. But in today's topic we are going to study about the different types of dependence which are related to the pharmacology point of view. Hello friend, welcome to the channel Pharmacy Dictionary. Today we are going to discuss about the drug dependence and their basic introduction. These are two important words to understand. The first one is drug and the second one is dependent. You know it very well what is the meaning and definition of drug, so we have to understand the meaning of dependence. To do anything that is based on physical activity, if we are expecting or seeking the support of someone else, that is called dependence. But in case of pharmacology, if you are depending upon any kind of drug or medicament to do any such kind of activity, that is called drug dependence. And if someone is discontinued with that drug, utilization of that kind of drug, he or she will feel that I am not able to do so. I will not be able to do any kind of activity without such kind of drug. So that situation, that circumstances is simply termed as a drug dependence. In case of drug addiction, we have seen that particular person is dependent on any drug to act accordingly or to act something which is used to do in earlier cases. But there is slight difference between drug addiction and drug dependence. Drug addiction was also termed as a psychological dependence, but in this case of drug dependence, it may be also termed as a physical dependence. So psychological is all related with the mind, your assumption, but in case of physical dependence or just dependence, it is based on the physical activity. So let me give you another common example of a layman. If someone is working very hard, suppose some kind of worker, श्रमिक जिसको अपन हिंदी में बोलते हैं, so some worker are used to drink alcohol regularly. If you do not give them alcohol, they will feel that I am not able to do such kind of activity, I am not able to do some hard work. But whenever you will give them, they will do as earlier they used to do. That means they are dependent, they are in condition of dependence with such kind of drug. Alcohol is also a drug, but it is now missing use. This is used for another purpose, but actually it is drug. So if any person get addicted to psychologically, that is called drug addiction. If any person dependent physically on any drug, that's called physical dependence or simply drug dependence. Now let me give you the basic definition of this, that is a bookish definition. It says altered physiological state produced by repeated administration of drug which force the continued pleasure or presence of drug to be maintained physiological equilibrium. If I am not taking any kind of drug, I am doing very well. I have suffered from some disease or some kind of disorder, then I took some medicine that cured my disease and disorder, but it left a pleasurable effect, it left a good physical activity on my bodies. So I thought I should take it continue, or I should take it for the longer time, then I will totally depend upon that drug to do or act accordingly. So this is called dependence. But if you withdraw the drug, he or she will start showing some withdrawal symptoms or withdrawal syndromes. This is called drug dependence. So next point says the discontinuation of such kind of drug result into withdrawal symptom or withdrawal symptoms. So we can also say this like a symptom which is characterized for each drug type. That means if you are taking alcohol from longer duration of time and suddenly someone withdraw the alcohol to consume from you, then you will show some kind of withdrawal symptom. There are so many examples of drug addiction or drug abuse which can use in the simultaneous phase, but in case of dependence, if you withdraw the drug, he or she will not be able to act normal activity as he or he used to perform in earlier case before taking that kind of drug. And to maintain that activity, to maintain the good equilibrium condition, you need to depend regularly on that particular drug, and that situation is another called drug dependence of specific type. And these are, that means these characteristic symptoms of withdrawal syndrome is specific to drug, that is drug specific symptoms or characteristic symptoms. Next one is earlier termed as physical dependence. As in case of addiction, that was earlier termed as a psychological dependence, but in case of general drug dependence, it is known, or it was known as a physical dependence. So there is no such difference between physical dependence or drug dependence. Both two are same. Now next one, they say these are also called as neuroadaptation. Now another term, this is important, you should remember this point. Neuroadaptation means a condition where our neurons, that means nervous system, adapt for that particular situation, is called neuroadaptation. Why it is called neuroadaptation? Let me clear you. The process is adaptation of nervous system to function normally in the presence of the particular drug. That means our nervous system has adapted itself to work in a proper manner only in the presence of that particular drug which we are talking about. If you withdraw the drug from the particular person, he or she will not perform as she is performing right now. That is called neuroadaptation, because our nervous system has adapted for that particular drug of use. Now next one is basic examples. There are many examples which may cause drug dependence, out of which importance are opioids, which are specifically and potent analgesic activity having. Barbiturate is used in many cases like sedative hypnotics and other classes of drug like anti-anxiety and anti-epileptic category also, and other depressant like alcohol. As I told you the example of layman, alcohol is also considered as a drug dependence abusable drug. So other example of this kind of activity are benzodiazepine. Barbiturate and benzodiazepine are mostly used together in case of some different disease of disorder. Different types of drug like stimulant, these were depressive drug. Now few stimulant drug like amphetamine, which we have discussed about that in case of drug addiction, it is a central nervous system stimulant. Amphetamine, cocaine, these are produce the minimal or no drug dependence. There is chances, but the chances is very minimal or very low, and most of the case they do not produce the drug dependence. So these are basic example which may produce like sedative and which may not produce, but there is chances, but very less chances. These are central nervous system stimulant. Now coming to the next and last point, that says it is a compulsive use of drug in spite of the knowledge of the risk of associated drug to be used. Any people who is using such kind of drug just to get the physical activity, just to satisfy his physical body's demand, is very well aware with the unwanted or harmful effect of that particular drug which is taken by him or herself. He is knowing very well, but he will continue using this kind of drug. That is called a drug dependent psychological phenomena. Many of the people knows that taking alcohol is not good for their health, but they are still taking or consuming that alcohol in a large quantity. So everyone knows this is wrong, this is right, that has to be taken, that has not to be taken, we should withdraw the drug, but that is already dependent. Their body, their physique is dependent on that particular drug. So that is why it is called drug dependence or physical dependence. I am not able to do work because I am addicted or I am dependent on any kind of drug. If I use addicted word, that means psychologically I am addicted. If I am talking about the dependence, that I am physically dependent. So these are two basic terms which may confuse most of the time. So friend, that's all for the day. Thank you very much for watching this video. The reference for today's topic is K.D. Tripathi, 8th edition, and P. Jagdish Prasad. So if you want to take the screenshot of today's lecture, you may have it after some time. Thank you again.